Welcome to Impact Signals, Social Impact at the Scale of AI. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sarah.
It's Wednesday, July 15, 2026, episode 74. Today, when Venezuela's twin earthquakes took down the country's telecom backbone, it was a six-person volunteer team, not an institution, that built the AI tool families actually use to find each other. Also, Mercy Corps cuts crisis analysis turnaround from days to hours in Sudan and Colombia. And a Japanese company stitches together the Pacific's fragmented disaster picture during Typhoon Bavi. We start in Venezuela, where a six-person volunteer team led by Buenos Aires-based programmer Jorge Bastidas built Desaparecidos Terremoto Venezuela, a no-sign-up missing persons site, in the days after twin earthquakes struck the country on June 24.
What makes this significant is what wasn't there. The earthquakes knocked out a submarine cable and much of the national telecom backbone, so there was no functioning centralized channel for families to report someone missing or check incoming survivor lists against it. A small outside team filled that gap.
Rest of World reports the site took in more than 30,000 missing person reports in its first 48 hours, a number that later climbed toward 45,000 names as the search widened. Official and press tallies put the earthquake death toll above 3,800. The platform runs on Claude Opus 4.8 for matching and coordination, paired with facial recognition software donated by the Mexican company Labco.
The model is the easy part. The hard part is verification, matching photos and names against damaged records with no reliable connectivity to cross-check anything in real time. Labco's facial recognition license was donated, not procured, and that is the piece other volunteer responses will not have on hand by default.
So the numbers are specific. A team of 6, one donated tool, and more than 30,000 reports logged before any government channel came back online.
For diaspora developers and nonprofit practitioners watching this, the replicable pattern is a general-purpose model plus one donated specialized tool, stood up in days, not months. Before your next disaster, know which specialized capability you would need donated and who you would call. That's the design principle worth copying.
Moving to Sudan and Colombia, Mercy Corps and Cloudera announced a deepened partnership around VERA, the Verified Evidence and Research Assistant, an agentic AI system built on Cloudera AI Studios and Anthropic's Claude models.
What makes this significant is the constraint it targets: analyst capacity. Crisis analysts producing food security and election security reports by hand cannot keep pace with fast-moving situations, and Mercy Corps is already running VERA across 3 separate lines of work: food security analysis in Sudan, election security reporting in Colombia, and disease outbreak monitoring across Central and East Africa.
Mercy Corps operates in 46 countries and reached 36.5 million people last year. The organization reports VERA cut Colombia's security report turnaround by up to 90% and shrank Sudan's food security analysis cycle from 5 or 6 days down to 2 or 3. Saving roughly $2,000 per report in Colombia and $1,500 per analysis in Sudan.
For field teams building the case for agentic tools internally, this is the citable example: named organization, named countries, and a quantified before and after on both speed and cost. Point your program officers to these production numbers, not a pitch deck.
Story 3, Specti, a Tokyo company founded in 2011 runs Specti Pro, a system that fuses social media posts, weather data, satellite imagery, and vehicle location data into a single real-time disaster map, mapping incidents within minutes.
What makes this significant is a specific gap it closes. The region's national warning systems already coordinate on shared weather forecasts, but during Typhoon Bavi, none of them shared real-time ground truth. The storm crossed the Philippines, Japan's southwestern islands, and Taiwan over roughly 72 hours, and each country tracked the damage independently.
JStories reports Specti now holds more than 1,000 contracts with Japanese organizations and over 120 licenses across Philippine government agencies, and closed a 1.6 billion yen funding round in March. Typhoon Bavi killed 18 people in the Philippines and cut power to thousands of households in Japan and more than 170,000 households in Taiwan.
The operational gap is coordination, not detection. Forecasts move across borders, ground truth damage maps do not. For emergency managers running cross-border response, the operational takeaway is to evaluate tools built to fuse multiple national data streams into one picture, rather than trusting each country's system in isolation.
On the disaster watch, GDAX, the Global Disaster Alert and Coordination System, issued an orange alert for the Fontainebleau forest fire in France on July 14. About 1,000 people evacuated, more than 1,300 hectares burned southeast of Paris. In Spain, the Los Gallardos wildfire in Almeria killed 12 to 13 people at its peak, forced more than 10,000 evacuations, and burned an estimated 5 to 7,000 hectares before stabilizing this week.
Neither wildfire has a named AI response tool behind it, so today these stay on the watch list. Evacuees in Los Gallardos are heading home. Fontainebleau is still active.
On the calendar, the AFPAN Global Conference, Asia's largest gathering of impact and philanthropic funders, runs August 25 through 27 in New Delhi at the Bharat Mandapam Convention Center, with AI in development as one of the featured tracks.
Registration is open now, but gated behind a funder or resource provider eligibility check, so confirm your organization qualifies before you plan travel around it. If you fund AI deployments in this space, that track is the one to watch.
Funding Watch, Anthropic's Claude Core Fellowship closes applications on July 17, that's 2 days from this taping. It is an $85,000, fully funded 12-month placement for early career applicants in the U.S., with partner hosts including the International Rescue Committee, Code for America, and Goodwill Industries International. Separately, the Adaptation Fund Climate Innovation Accelerator has a deadline of August 18, offering up to $150,000 in technical assistance to organizations in developing Latin American and Caribbean countries with a nominated national designated entity.
If Claude Core is relevant to your team, that 2-day window is the real filter here. Get the application in now, not next week. The Adaptation Fund call has more runway, but the eligibility catch is the national designated entity requirement. Check with your country's nominated entity before you draft anything.
The through line today: when official channels went down in Venezuela, it wasn't an institution that filled the gap, it was 6 people and 1 donated tool. From Sudan to Colombia to the Pacific, the pattern repeats. The technology exists. What is scarce is the operational capacity to point it at the moment that matters.
The practical takeaway is to build your donated tool relationships and your fast deployment playbook before the disaster, not during it. That's the governance line.
That's Impact Signals for Wednesday, July 15, 2026. If this briefing is useful, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out at impactsignals.ai and share it with someone working in the field.
Stay ready.